I'll call the public hearing, which is scheduled for tonight at 6:30 on the street reconstruction bond hearing for Hidden Pine project area. I'll call that meeting to order. Dolores, roll call on that meeting.
Mayor Pedersen,
Here.
Councilmember Dave Dillon,
Here.
Councilmember Norris Johnson,
Here.
Councilmember Lindsey Larson,
Here.
Councilmember Corey Pedersen.
Okay, we have to have a hearing, so is there anybody here to speak on the public hearing portion of the reconstruction of the 2000 bond on the intention to general obligation street reconstruction bonds? Damien, I do have one question. On that, if there isn't a description, there was a description in the first one, the notice, does that affect the public hearing at all?
No, we're fine.
Okay, okay. That's a question that I had of, and we'll have later down when we get to it. Hearing no, any comments from the council? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Norris?
Aye.
The hearing is now closed. I'll then call the regular meeting of the city council to order. We'll take the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Pedersen,
Here.
Councilmember Dave Dillon,
Here.
Councilmember Norris Johnson,
Here.
Councilmember Lindsey Larson,
Here.
Councilmember Corey Pedersen.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda, or if there's any movement on the agenda at this time. Dave wanted to move 17 up?
No, no. Aye.
No. We're gonna, move up the airport, the I, 10I, and we're gonna move it up here, right after request of, right after number 9. Okay? That'll move him up a little bit so that he doesn't have to sit here. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any further amendments? Dave, how do you vote?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Norris?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approved minutes of March 17th.
Move for approval.
Second.
Does the council have any comments or any amendments to it? Hearing none, Pete votes yes. Norris?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Motion carries. Approving the bill list and the first quarter reports. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
A second.
Any questions of any council members? I had a couple questions and had set up a meeting with Tammy and Jessica for 4 o'clock this afternoon, but it got canceled. And so I'll have a council member sometime this week, come in and meet with Jessica and myself on some of the questions that I had on it concerning the budget. So we'll reset up that meeting, and Jessica was okay with that today. So hearing no other comments, Norris, how do you vote?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Open forum. Is there anybody here that is not on the agenda that wishes to speak to the council? Hearing none. Update of the state and the Stauber project.
We, on April 11th, we had sent out letters to the adjoining property owners along that stretch of the road and gave them the opportunity to submit their letters of support for having that road paved. We got 7 letters back, including one from Borgholm and Milaca Townships. And once we got everything, I submitted everything this morning to the Stauber office, so everything was due today.
And it got submitted on time. Good. The only thing that I did notice is that in the original, when we as a council talked about it, the road and the project that we had hoped to have also extended back to 169 on 160th. So on 160th at the stop sign, our original thing was to go back to 169, that mile from the stop sign. And that wasn't in the original that was sent out.
To integrate that?
No,
No.
this is the pavement.
Oh, to pave it, okay.
See, because that was gonna be tied in with 23 as a kind of a frontage road back to get to 169.
Okay, yeah.
But that didn't get, and that's fine, but I noticed that when I was handed it last week on what it, but if
Okay, yeah, I
everything's
guess-
done, I don't think we have to take any more action on it. Any county update from anybody?
We did get, or Tammy got, an email from Brenda Eklund, the county auditor treasurer, and they did change some of the voting districts. I don't know if you were aware of that. I guess Bradbury Township moves from District 4 to District 5.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the city is, in the same area, they're just renaming the districts.
Yeah,
So, and of course, Saunders.
and that was brought up at last month's meeting, and
Yeah,
Tammy informed us that there would be no change.
Yep, and the
and
county did an actual resolution at their meeting on the April 19th. And
The-
they approved all that. So,
The other thing that I would also at some time look into, I noticed that all of the townships are having their Board of Appeal and Equalization meetings on property assessments. And I know many years ago, we done away with ours, but with the county going to the new form of government, I think that's something as a council or as a city, we probably should look at. Cause I know the townships are doing that now, for equalization, and maybe underneath the new form of government at the county, they would listen to us better if we had our, the city had the equalization and property taxes and set valuation here. Cause we did away with it a few years back, remember that, Dave?
Yeah, they didn't, well, we never met with them. They never.
No, but we met with the people. Cause now at your townships, the people come in and complain about their valuation and all that. See here, we gave that right up, probably.
But I think there's some townships though that don't do that either though.
No, there are a
There's a
couple
few.
townships, but maybe there's something we should look at, being the county are back to a different form of government. It's just something that we probably should look at. Update on the grading agreement with Borgholm and Milaca Townships. We had a couple meetings. Milaca's not here.
Norris, do you want to pass these around?
Yeah, cause, well,
Well, they had some changes.
yeah, they have some, oh,
Actually, Borgholm.
then what's in ours?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Trudy that had sent Tammy an
Oh,
email.
I'm sorry.
But they wanted to delete Borgholm out of a couple of the paragraphs there. I didn't take Borgholm out of the first one because you do still share the described road segment. So I left that in there. But then I did take you out when it came to the grading of rotating of the years.
I don't know what the process is, Mr. Mayor, if we were allowed to speak at this.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to keep me quiet, you know, I got this.
No, that's fine.
Over from Easter, you see, so. Yeah, we had our board review today, and we reviewed this a little bit, and the meeting that Milaca Township and us and the mayor and Tammy had, some of the changes that we assumed were gonna happen, at least in our copy, didn't happen. So that's why we kind of tried to look at the thing, and maybe Chris has got some thoughts here on why that is different.
Well, my biggest thing is if we're gonna sign something, it's gotta be correct. And we had asked Tammy to take out the County Road 9 on paragraph 3, because County Road 9 does not come east of 169.
Pardon me?
County Road 9 by unclaimed freight does not go across 169, and she's got County Road 9 going down to 110th Avenue, and it doesn't, it's 160th Street.
Yeah, and I did take that part out.
Okay.
And then,
You know what?
the fourth paragraph there, you know, it's got the city of Milaca, Milaca Township, and Borgholm Township wish to equally share in the responsibility for annual grading of the road. We have a signed town line road agreement with Milaca Township, and it is relatively modern. It was signed in '07, so it's fairly modern. And we have the north half of 110th Avenue, and they have the south half that ends up down there at Terry Wade's Corner. So we really got no dog in this fight, but Trutzma wanted help and threatened to take us to the county board if we didn't help them. And then when we found the town line agreement, he since backed off. But on the fourth paragraph there, where it's the city of Milaca and Milaca Township and then Borgholm wish to equally share, we would kind of like our name out of there, because we don't wish to share in that. And it's when we left the meeting on that Monday, we were under the assumption that it was agreement between the city of Milaca and Milaca Township to whoever was going to grade it and get along as best you can.
Correct.
And that's how you have it now, right? Yeah.
And that's what we try to do.
And that being said, it isn't that we don't care about that road, because we
No.
have taxpayers on our side of the road, and certainly we care about those taxpayers and the maintenance of that road. That's just to be clear on that, you know.
How do you guys split that then? Because that's 3 miles, it's not 4. So,
Right. We
so
get
you go up to in between 160th and 170th and
Yeah.
you start grading.
There's a
Crest of the
big,
hill.
yeah, there's a big culvert.
Boy, that seems kind of dumb in a way, because ending at an intersection, normally you smoothen it out at the intersection. I mean, just the logic there doesn't make any sense, you know?
Yeah.
I understand, you know, the part of that, but it just, the ending of that road, you know, your grading contract is weird, because it's not at an intersection.
We took an extra almost mile of that in 2007, you know. to try
But
and-
Jesse, that's agreement between,
Right, no, I'm just
Them.
asking,
I was just curious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, cause,
but the other thing, and that's why I wish Milaca Township was here, because at the meeting Gary and we were at, it was every third year, you know, but then Tammy said something to the effect that we can't do it, because we can't do it, cause the road ain't ours and costs. But we could do it every third year, but we couldn't do it every year, other year, and I didn't understand that, did you, Gary?
Well, I thought when we left that meeting, it was gonna be a 1 year, Milaca, the city of Milaca was grading it this year. See how it goes next year, if everything goes great, city of Milaca continues just doing that portion. If it ends up being a big time taker, hassle, whatever, then we share with Milaca Township.
That was my recollection also.
But it was his recollection that they would do it, and Mr. Drugsma was, I think we're better off to table this till Milaca Township is here.
We really got no dog in this fight.
No, I know.
But Mr. Drugsma's concern was that Borgholm Township should be aware of what's happening as it's their end of the agreement, and if we would see the city of Milaca patrol out there blading it, we'd wonder what's going on. And it was just a common courtesy, I thought, that he notified us.
Yeah,
So,
and to the same extent, Gary, when we left that meeting, there was discussion about us doing some chemical spraying on it.
Yeah, that's what we were gonna look into.
Yeah, just look.
So I think till they're able to be here and answer it, I think we have to table it.
well, Sadie's calling me right now, I don't know, maybe she's got some insight with that.
Just, as long as, I don't know if that's
Well-
fine or not, but, yeah, that's up to you guys. I have one other comment.
Go ahead.
You finish, well, finish what you're doing, because it's.
No, because if we table it, it's done, so.
Yeah, well, on that same road, there is a pair of signs that we put up, or us in Milaca Township put up about a deaf child area. And our proposal to them was that we change those signs, take them down, because that family doesn't live there anymore. But it's adjacent to the same, to the archery range.
Oh,
We're gonna put up on our side anyway, watch for pedestrians.
well, that's up to you guys,
Just to let you know.
That's a good idea.
yeah.
That was why I was gonna,
the other side of the road declined our offer to put up a sign on their side, they said no, so. If there's gonna be a sign on one side of the road, then we'll protect our citizens.
Well, that's fine.
And under the annual maintenance, it does state that the city of Milaca will do the first year, but the Milaca Township will do the next 2 years.
I know, and see, that was kind of misunderstanding, and then Tammy had said something to the effect that we couldn't grade it every year because we can't absorb those costs of that, if you guys recall that, and Gary recalls
I
that.
think she was talking about, there was discussion about whether the township pays us to do it every year, or,
Yes.
that was where it got more complicated. If you're just doing labor and equipment, then you can trade that easier, was, that's my remembering of how.
But it wasn't okay for 1 year, but it wasn't okay to do it every year, but it was okay for 1 year, and I didn't understand. I would like
We
to,
were just talking about, it is okay unless it's a paid thing.
Yeah, so we're not, no one's exchanging any money.
Yeah,
It's
so it's
just a
fine.
Operator and equipment contract
and no materials.
materials.
But then there was talk about us doing spraying on it.
Well, I just told them I had the equipment to do the spraying, and we'd look, maybe there's a more cost-effective way that we can spray that road. That was not gonna be in the contract at all, spraying. I'm just
No,
looking at
but Mr. Drugsma stated the reason they wanted us to do it this year is they couldn't afford to do it. Well, that,
Well, they couldn't, not only that, but being that they did it last year, normally you wouldn't do the same stretch every year, or his goal was that,
Yeah, I think he said they did it 3 years in a row now, and then they weren't gonna do
Okay,
it.
yeah, so you they stop every so often and don't do the same road every year.
Well, without Milaca Township being here, I'd like to table it, if that's okay with the council.
And we don't wanna turn this into some sort of a.
No, no, no,
that
no.
drags on for 20 years, you know, if we're not young or restless.
Brought down his way from Milaca Township. Listening.
Oh, we were just getting ready to table it.
I heard that, and so I got in my car. Rod's coming too, because I'd like to get this straightened out. I'm just the clerk. I don't have any say in decision making, but I think Rob was under the impression that because we had signed it last week, that the agreement was good to go forward. And I didn't hear anything from Tammy or Trudy that there were any changes.
Yeah, and then I noticed this morning, Tammy was gone today. So
Uh-huh.
when I went to her email, then I saw, I'm assuming it was from Trudy, I guess, I don't know. But then that's when I saw the changes where they wanted Borgholm Township taken out of a couple spots on that
Relatively
agreement.
minor.
So,
Right.
And she just didn't, what was decided at the meeting on Monday just never got into this and got out to us till, we didn't get a copy of it till today.
And I sent it on Tuesday morning, I think, or even maybe even Monday night after we had signed it.
With a couple of minor changes, you know, you need to see them also.
Correct, yeah, so we weren't, we
And
didn't
I
know
respect
that.
that.
Mhm. Just something we need to get done, obviously.
So with these changes, we're okay.
I
if,
think
if,
we're okay to.
if that's what it's- yeah.
That's how we left the meeting, that's what the understanding was, we're grading it this year and then we're
You give her.
assessing how it went next year, we're gonna have another group meeting and
Okay. So,
it would be nice to know and
See,
get it
you
done.
want the
Yeah.
changes around there?
Right.
Does she have that one?
Shouldn't be that difficult.
but to the same extent, Gary, to the same extent, does that mean it's only a 1-year agreement, that we're gonna do it this year and visit it next year?
That's what I thought.
See,
It's
But
it's a 3-year
it's
agreement,
a three, yeah, the next 2 years are Milaca, the
yeah,
Milaca Township.
and then,
If it goes well, then we can,
but,
we wanna keep
Yeah.
doing it for them, then we can talk about that next year and change it.
Yeah.
but why does Mille Lacs Township want us to do it just 1 year, not all 3?
Cause that's how I told them I'd do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not agreeing to three.
we don't wanna, we don't wanna do
I
all
don't wanna
3
sign up
years.
for 3 right away.
No,
Yeah, you can always re-up.
yeah, exactly.
I think that most of the consensus was that City of Milaca would do it the first year. If there were any issues, even in between this year, we would revisit it and either we would stop doing it and then Milaca Township would just have to continue. But I think it was like on a trial thing that the City of
But-
Milaca would do it the first year.
See,
Just
Drew at our
grading, just
meeting
grading.
said he wanted to do it because of affordability.
He said any help they could get would be helpful, you know?
Yeah, I know.
If we do it one time and we're terrible at it and everything sucks, then say we tried
And
and
we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
bad to you.
Okay,
But hopefully it goes great and
Yeah.
With that? Yeah.
The
whole
you
purpose
get to
of
see
this-
the changes that Chris was suggesting, the difference between the two there?
Dave,
This is
Damien?
adjusted
Yeah.
one.
down on the annual maintenance, there is a without contribution from the other parties.
Right, so basically, each year that one party is responsible for doing it, it's all on them to do.
But they still have to provide, we're just doing the grade, we're not doing any other maintenance. It's only, so are we better off to delete that out of there?
No, because this says that they're not gonna come with their grader two, or 2 years from now, Gary doesn't have to come with his grader two and do it, or help out, or whatever. It's pretty clear.
yeah, I mean, even the original agreement we had was a 3-year thing where we did 1 year.
Yeah,
And that's, I mean, that isn't changing, we're still gonna do 1 year and then it's up to the
but
townships.
that without contribution from other parties, it only pertains to the cost of labor and equipment.
Yeah, what says
Okay.
it right in
Not
the
the
word before it.
chemicals,
Huh?
not the chemicals.
Not chemicals, nothing.
No,
Else.
that was gonna be revisited later on if it needed to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
Correct, Gary?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go.
yeah,
You're
What's this
comfortable
one?
with it?
the yellow one.
Yeah,
The yellow one, yes.
With Dolores's corrections in it.
And that, Sadie, then the Milaca Township would have to re-sign the revised one, just so you're aware of that.
Okay, yeah, that should be, so it's essentially what it was, right?
Correct, it's
You
just,
guys are grading this next summer, and then the township is taking it for the
Yep.
next 2 years, and then we'll revisit it at any point.
correct, the
Yep.
annual maintenance part of it did not change. It was just taking out the Borgholm Township in the 4th and 5th paragraphs, basically. And then I corrected it, it said northwest, and it should have been northeast, 10th Street northeast. So yeah, the highlighted ones are the ones that I did this morning from the email that I saw on Tammy's email from today,
And it's just annual grading,
just grading.
and we took Borgholm out of it,
yep, and the ninth.
because their
County Road Diamond.
agreement
Yeah.
supersedes it.
And like I said, it isn't that we don't care about that, because we certainly do.
Mhm.
Not that we
Okay,
Yeah, I think
so,
we'll go ahead with it.
are we taking and amending it to this than what's in our packet?
Correct, the yellow one
The
is the
yellow
one
one.
that I have the
Okay.
corrected copy here for you guys to sign tonight if it does get approved, and then the other townships will have to re-sign. For
Oh,
Milaca.
okay, so you have
I have
those
the corrected one here,
taken care of,
correct, in the packet.
okay? So, are we comfortable?
Yep.
Or does,
Rob is here now if he's got any.
do you have anything to add?
Me?
Yeah,
I thought it was already all hashed out, but
not
I think
really.
we are now. I think everybody's on the same page.
On paragraph 2, I guess if you wanna leave our name in there, because we do share the following described road segment, and that only talks about the description of the road segment.
Yep, that was the only spot I left Borgholm in. I took it out of the other ones.
Somehow or another, I think the corrections of the Monday meeting didn't get to us or done or something.
I'm not sure where Tammy,
I know Borgholm was supposed to stay on there because technically it is half the road. So they wanted it to be on there because it's, you technically have half the road.
But you have the
Yep.
other version that you had?
Oh, no, this is what
Yeah.
it should.
Just, we can show you.
Yeah, I gave
So
Sadie
you're
the
good with
extra
paragraph
copy to
3,
look at.
paragraph 4.
I gave an extra copy to see.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
we're at right now, there.
You gotta speak up so that it can get on record.
Are we changing this from, you guys are doing it 1 year and then we have 2 more years and then we'll see what happens after?
That's what
That's gonna
you
be-
guys said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as far as the rest of it, I don't really care. I mean, if you need it to word it appropriately, that's fine. It's technically half the road, we do the south half, they do the north half. So your agreement essentially is with us.
And that's what Borgholm is saying.
Yeah, that's fine. So if it needs to be phrased a certain way, it's fine. I think all we're doing is, you guys are gonna grade this summer. It's essentially what the agreement is.
yeah, that's the only thing that we haven't changed.
And then you'd grade the next 2 years.
Essentially, you guys are
They're
gonna
talk
grade
about
this
it.
year,
Yeah.
and then we're on the hook from then on unless we decide that we wanna do some type of agreement from then on.
And that's why I said, do we make this just a 1-year thing, or do we just take it over and you didn't want that done?
Well, no, I mean, I think you guys, if you do a year every 3rd year, that makes it a little bit more fair since you guys have services on that road. You're trying to help us out a little bit.
Okay.
We think that's more than fair. If we decide to do a different route down the road, whether you don't wanna do the man hours and you'd rather do a chloride or something, whatever, something like that. That can be discussed later, but as it sits now, that's fine, once every 3rd year.
Okay, so,
But you guys aren't getting into like a long-term contract. This is,
Right.
you're gonna grade this summer.
And we
Essentially,
go.
from then on, it's our problem. If we decide to do something later, then we can make a new contract.
Yep.
Because it's our problem to make.
You want a motion?
well, we already have the agreement. I didn't have a motion, as amended, with these changes?
Yep.
That's fine. So, we didn't have a motion on the floor, so we don't,
No.
okay. I'll entertain a motion
So
then.
make a motion to approve the amended agreement.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion on it? So you have those available for them to sign and everything?
Yeah, if they want to sign it tonight, that's,
Huh?
Yeah, right there, ready to go.
So let's take care of it tonight so we aren't going back over it. Oh, I'm sorry, before you get going too far, my name's spelled wrong on it again.
it is.
On the one I have in front of me,
Yep.
so make that change. That's fine. So we can still sign it, right?
Yeah. We know who you are.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's only one you, Pete.
So, as you're signing it, thank goodness, yeah, I heard that. Leave that on the record. That's part of the record back there. Any other discussion while we're signing it? Norris, how do you vote?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete? Yes. Motion's carried, so we'll get that signed tonight and out of the way. Thanks for coming in, but there was just some questions, you know.
Just wanna make sure everybody knows what's going on.
Okay,
Their clerk to stop in sometime later today or next week.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, we're good.
All right, sounds good. We'll get copies out to each of you guys too.
do you have that petition, which is next on the agenda?
She also had an email in Tammy, and she is out sick today, so she is wondering if it can be moved to the May meeting.
Okay,
So she will not be here tonight.
okay. Under E, DAC, adding water services to downtown flower pots.
You want me to just jump in?
Whatever, I'll,
Why don't you update them? I know it, but I haven't told everybody.
update it and then we'll go from a motion there.
So you all know how the flower pots came to be through
Yes.
the grant, and the DAC has maintained those flower pots. I went back, it's been 9 years, this
Is
is
it
year
really?
9. Yes, that
Wow.
we have volunteered to care for them, water them, plant them, get them out there. Of course, the city pays for the plants. In conjunction with the flower pot greenhouse, which is no longer where it once was either. Some things have changed, and some things have changed at the DAC after COVID, where we are more focused on employment, and we have a lot less free time to volunteer than we did prior to COVID. So I brought to Dave a proposal
to continue doing it, but turn it into a community-based job for our people with disabilities. And this particular job offers work to people who wouldn't normally be able to work in the community, people in wheelchairs, people with larger physical disabilities that we can take in their wheelchairs uptown and care for the flowers as they always have. And some people who won't go out to work, they see it as something that they enjoy, and now magically they're getting to work. So I see that you had put down, 5 to 7 hours per week. That's, that would be max. We're out there some days twice a day when it's really, really hot. We wouldn't be able to offer service on the weekends with the people that we serve because they're not there. We're only there Monday through Friday. But in years past, in every year past, the staff, myself, Jenny, Debbie, people who live in town, if it's a really hot weekend, we come in and make sure that those plants don't die. Just because it's, it's a good project. We have tried to engage the businesses of our community with ice cream buckets with labels on it. We've offered fertilizer, if they could just do it over the weekend, but that didn't work either. So we're proposing this, hoping that the city wants to continue this project. The DAC will still plant them, care for them, water them, fertilize them, deadhead them, but it will be a community work project in the end. And it would run as it has for Memorial Day weekend is when the pots go out. And then we would pull them as soon as it started to get cold. Sometimes that can be Labor Day, but sometimes it can be October too.
Mhm.
So that would, stretch the funds a little bit if they were out that long. Unless, the city said, just pull them at Labor Day, but they can still be quite beautiful for a month. And we think that we can actually do better than the 15 an hour. We were thinking a daily rate would actually be better. So it's really hard to measure that time when you have multiple people. So we settled on a daily rate of $17.36 a day, which would actually be about $385 a week for the 5 days a week service. And then we were questioning who's caring for the flowers up in Trimble Park. We assumed that it was the city guys doing that, and we would be willing to add that into the service if you're interested in that. And we have a couple of other businesses that have asked for the same service as well. So we're turning it into a big flower care project for the summer.
So the weekly, or the new daily rate is more than the other rate.
Well, the 15 per hour, $17.36 per day, just per day.
It's a month, Tess, you said a week, 3 something a week, it's a
Yeah.
month, right?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you, that's.
you did say a week,
I'm like,
yeah.
wow, that took a big jump.
And
No.
Did you
No.
go Reineke Park instead of Trimble Park for the other flowers?
Is that what I meant?
The north
Yes.
end? Okay.
Are there flowers in
My mom
Trimble?
plants all that.
No, but
She plants them, but who cares for them when
we
they're
do the
all?
watering, so that's something like, you guys would do it, that'd be awesome.
Well, I mean, if it takes something off somebody else's plate, we're already running around watering, we just thought we would make the offer
So the 385 was a month.
a month, yes.
Correct.
The what?
385 would be for the month. So you have the month of June, July, August, September, and possibly
Probably
October.
we would just let them die by then. I know that kills you, but.
Well, you can let them die. We were always like, oh, we gotta go back out and water because they're still there.
November 1st.
Can we get a frost, please?
So was that in the budget?
No.
No, because
Came out
we've
after
been
budget.
doing that for 9 years as a volunteer project. And you guys get a very, very good deal on the plants and the soil and the production of them as part of that grant and agreement. The flower pot has, done that for years as well.
And that part is in the budget.
That,
Yes.
the
The
plants
planting,
and
all
the,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
that's all in the budget.
Yep,
So where in the budget,
that was my question.
because we've done quite a few budget variations.
It's not a lot of money, but we gotta find it somewhere.
Yes.
Is there any fund specifically for the downtown district, for improvements or decoration or?
And we used to have,
There's an improvements other than building line item in the parks, there's
In the what?
in parks. That's a spot where there would be no, I mean, or an option anyway.
yeah, there's no like TIF type fund stuff
No, I know.
for downtown.
Well, the city must have one like that too, because so do I. So everybody must have improvements other than.
I can't hear whoever's talking.
That's Vicki.
Oh, I was just saying, I think every department has other improvements other than buildings line with some sort of money in the budget.
But there's been a lot of changes in the original budget.
But yeah, but this isn't,
I
we
know.
haven't done anything with this.
I know.
Gary, would that work? I mean, we're looking
Yeah,
at,
either been there or under professional services, I mean, that.
Oh, yeah, we can do professional
that's what would
services.
work.
Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
professional services would work, yeah.
It's not gonna kill my budget on either one of them.
Okay, it'd be really nice, cause it makes a huge, when you didn't do them, when the businesses did, or when I would occasionally remember, they were pretty, they look like my garden.
Well,
Now they're beautiful.
Last year was a struggle because we had such a turnover in staff. We were so short-staffed last year.
Yeah.
And sending people out who didn't really wanna do it was also a troublesome thing because they didn't really care about it. And, you know, so that makes a big difference too.
Yeah. I don't know if our downtown appearance is a big deal, this is very little money to spend to make it look nice.
You know, one panel of sidewalk is more than that, you know?
Yeah,
Well, we have to remember it is our 125th year this year too.
yeah, so it should look good.
So is are we gonna do the motion on it to take it out of? What are you
How
suggesting?
specific do you need to get?
No,
Either-
it would just come out of the parks.
Come out of the, yeah.
Parks,
Park.
professional services, or other than building, you said, or something,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whatever one
We can
works out, whatever.
Jiggy joggy
Yeah,
each month or whatever.
Yeah,
And that, you have the contract here, or that'll be delivered,
We will deliver it, yes.
and then go from there? And so we could pass the contract as agreed on?
yep.
You need a motion?
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
And part of that, it'll come out of, part of that motion is where the money will come out of the budget. Dolores.
Yep, professional services or other than buildings.
Damien, as a member of the DAC board, should I abstain from this vote? Or-
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, where does, Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Did I get a first and second?
Yep.
Yep, Lindsay and Norris.
Can he make the motion?
He didn't.
I did.
No, okay. And you're Dave, how do you
well,
vote?
I'm abstaining.
Pete, yes? Norris?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
So that's
We're
done.
very excited.
Okay,
Okay.
Thanks, Tess.
Yeah, and that was a go on trying to clerk then too as well.
Yeah, that'd be
yes.
And I can talk to your mom about what she wants planted or how she wants them cared for. Okay, thank you guys.
Okay,
Airport?
Yeah, we moved the airport award bid up. There now.
yes.
Yep.
We moved the airport up, awarding bid for the phase 2 taxiway. You're on.
Yes, hello everyone, Nick Ray, Pullman, Nick, just one correction there, this one is for the apron reconstruction, taxi lanes we're aiming for next year, so, we received 5 bids on March 24th for the apron reconstruction at the airport. Low bid was Oman Brothers Paving Incorporated with a low bid of $155,535.53. So I'd be looking for a motion to approve the low bid, as well as in the agenda is the grant application that if approved will get sent off to MnDOT tomorrow. For a total, including engineering fees, which were approved under a previous work order, total grant requested will be $212,000, or $212,305.53, with a local share of $10,615.28.
What was budgeted for that? I don't think that much was budgeted.
I'm not sure.
We came in under our engineer's estimate, and then our design and construction engineering was on a, let's see, previous work order dated.
And didn't the low bid even come in lower than what you were?
Yep, it came in lower than our engineer's estimate.
Okay.
The work order was dated this last November 3rd for the engineering services.
Oh, never mind, I was on the wrong bid. Okay. So everything is okay there, budget-wise and everything, correct?
Should be, yes.
So what you need is two motions here.
Yes, sir.
To approve the low bid,
To
to approve the low bid,
approve the low bid. I'll entertain a motion to approve the bid to Holman.
So move.
A second.
Any questions? Dave, how do you vote?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Norris?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Motion carries. And now you need a motion,
To approve the grant application to, MnDOT.
I'll
I'll
entertain a
make a
motion.
motion to approve that.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Any further comments from you, sir?
No, sir.
Pete votes yes. Norris?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Great.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Moving back up on, resolution 2208, Damien, did we not have that taken off?
I don't have the authority to take money.
No, but you were going to talk to Tammy on that.
Okay, no, I wasn't able to speak with Tammy about that.
Okay? So, I think we have to table this because of, there's change of some things from the closed meeting, and we have to get that closed meeting out of the way before we go on to this. So I'll entertain a motion at this time, and I did talk to Damien, and you did talk to the employees on this.
No, I haven't been able to speak with the employee.
Okay, so there's some work that has to be done. So I'll entertain a motion to table this for future consideration.
well, we took it out last month and then,
Yes, I know, but the work didn't get done in between. And we already, there are no openings, from the January one till that process is done. I don't think we can proceed with that, and that's the ruling of the chair. And that's why I would like to table it at this time.
For another meeting or for later?
Till after we have one more, closed meeting to finish up what we have to do at that closed meeting. Damien, any comment? Because I've been talking to you about it.
No, yes, you and I have had some communications. I understand where you want it tabled, and if the council wants to table it, that's perfectly fine. And I can follow up with the employees, as you indicated, you want me to, and I'll follow up and see what they want to do. I can report that information to you. That's the most that I can do.
Yeah. So, I'll entertain the motion to table this till after a closed session on the matter at hand.
So you're saying next month we have to have a closed meeting?
Before that, because we were supposed to have one that never got. We have to finish up the closed meeting on this subject. So that's all we have to do, because we've already did those appointments. And now we're just redoing, because there's no openings to appoint at this time, because nothing officially has been done from that closed meeting. Because the closed meeting, nothing, right? Am I not right?
We want to be careful that we don't have a lengthy discussion about what occurred in the closed meeting.
I know.
I don't know how to answer you, Pete.
So we need to have a meeting.
We need a closed
Before we
meeting.
do that.
Based on what I'm hearing, yeah. I guess, I mean, from what I'm hearing from the mayor, there's an issue. And the issue has to, I guess, be addressed.
So I'll entertain the motion to table this and set a date for a closed meeting.
I'll make a motion, I guess.
I'll second that.
Okay, there's no discussion on table. Norris, how do you vote?
Aye.
Lindsay?
I actually was gonna say, I guess I just have a question on if the appointments were already made, we can't go through with the resolution of the appointments if the appointments are already made? Am I missing something, or?
I can answer that question, but I should probably just communicate with you directly.
Okay,
outside of-
okay. That's fine, then I vote aye.
Dave? Aye. Pete, yes. It's tabled till after a closed meeting, and we'll set that closed meeting sometime soon to take care of this problem. Resolution 2211, writing off non-sufficient funds.
Move for approval.
Second.
Is there a department that these have come from? Or Dolores, do you know?
I think most of them are the Deb Reg.
Deb,
Reg.
okay, I was just wondering. Okay, because I was wondering where we went from there, okay? Any discussion on it? Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Norris?
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 2212. A resolution on a transfer of funds from the liquor store to the 215 city events. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
What,
Okay.
any questions on that?
So, I don't know, I'm sure you have to know a little bit about it, but I thought with this being our 125th year, I really thought since our community is what keeps the liquor store going, you put so much into it. I just wanted to get some money back to use for the 125th celebration. I know that we were talking about a mural, talking about maybe selling some t-shirts, which we can make some money to put back in to maybe keep a city fund going for city events every summer. And then maybe something during our 125th week celebration to help pay for some of the events we're planning down at the park. So
Okay.
there's not an exact what the money's going to go for, but I would like to, see if we can transfer some money. This is a pretty big celebration, I'd like to make sure we can do it right, and there's no reason the liquor store shouldn't be able to put a little bit of money in to help the celebration go smoother for all of us.
So this idea came from you?
Yep.
Okay. My question is budget-wise, where does that work?
It doesn't hurt my budget at all.
No, but as far, we should have had that in the original budget. Huh?
Oh, for the transfer?
Yeah.
Maybe you can transfer now.
That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, I know.
There wasn't a.
I just thought of it when
Yeah, it's a good
I
idea.
didn't even realize it was our 121st week.
But-
Year till I saw everybody working on it,
Okay,
and I just thought it would be a good idea.
and I have no problem with that being transferred.
And this wouldn't affect what we've already budgeted
No.
as far as
No.
transfer.
It's
No.
just a transfer.
Because just we transferred some money into 215 already, from 216, 217. So I just don't wanna put somebody at fault. I have no, So it's coming from the liquor store into
Into an events fund.
into 215, and that's in addition to what we budgeted to be transferred from the liquor store for the general fund,
Correct.
okay?
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
clear.
So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
One second.
Any further discussion? Norris, how you vote?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Okay, resolution number 2213. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion from council members? Did this come from the personnel committee?
No, this came from an employee that he pointed it out to us, and then it was already a recognized holiday already last year. And we just didn't acknowledge it, and it is a federal holiday.
It's a federal holiday.
I do,
I know it's a federal holiday.
yeah.
And
No, it
I have
wasn't,
no problems. I was just wondering if it came through the
no,
personnel
it was just an
committee.
employee that brought it to Tammy's attention.
Because it really should have went through the personnel committee, but that's fine. So, any further discussion? Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Norris?
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution 2214 liquor license, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it.
Come on. Take a stab.
No,
Jalisco, it's not hard, Jalisco.
Oh, great, thank you.
Is that how it is?
Jalisco?
Jalisco, yeah.
Jalisco.
J sounds like an H,
Jalisco.
emphasis on the second syllable.
Okay,
Jalisco.
Good job.
I
The
can't,
whole
e-
cartel named after.
Yay.
I can't master the English language, so how can I master
better.
Spanish? Huh? Speaking in tongues.
Move for approval.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Have they given, opening date?
I have not heard, but, I mean, I know they're doing a lot of renovating in there, but
Some of my friends and I went over there and ate fabulous food.
in Mora,
Yes,
I have heard that from a lot of
fabulous
people.
food
Mhm, yep.
and service. And I met the guy that's gonna be managing here,
Oh, okay.
and, but, very, very good addition. Dave, how do you vote?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Norris?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Motion carries. We already, no, resolution 2215 adopting the street reconstruction.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
And did I get a second?
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion on that? There's no description in here again.
Well, if you look in that first paragraph under where it says 2215, it says as described in the proposed street reconstruction plan. And that's that 5-year plan that
Yes.
Stantec did.
But in that 5-year plan, the alleys aren't in there. And we substituted the alleys for the bypass area.
Seal coating in the bypass.
Yeah,
But it still was the same geographic outline as the original plan.
no,
I was under the impression that the physical locations of the work to be done were within a smaller subset of what was already previously described.
no. We
Yes.
added alleys to it,
Yes,
right?
except the
Gary?
alleys.
Yes, except the alleys, the alleys are.
Yeah, see, the alleys are not in that. And that's why at the public hearing,
The alleys is, this is for street reconstruction bonds, the alleys are coming out of professional services.
they're not coming out of this fund? Is my understanding it was coming out of this fund?
It's in my, public works budget under professional services.
Okay, that's fine if it
It's not in
is.
this.
Huh?
No, it's not in this.
It's not,
It's not in a bond, no,
it's not part of the bond.
no,
The only thing that's part of the bond is Hidden Pines.
yes.
It says in here repaving Hidden Pines and the bypass areas. Parts of green area on master plan.
Yeah, but the bypass has been taken out of it.
Right, we're just seal
Just hidden
coating.
pines,
Huh?
this is just for hidden pines.
It was just for Hidden Pines. Is that in what you're reading, on this one that's in front of us, Dolores?
In this resolution, I don't think it is then.
I don't think it is any place, because there's no description in this resolution.
Well, it just says of adopting a street reconstruction plan and authorizing issuance of street reconstruction bonds.
Yeah,
I think it's,
and see, that was the problem with the notification that was given. What do you do on that, Damien? I don't,
The resolution was prepared by bond counsel, I believe.
mhm.
Yeah.
They sent it to us.
And then it was publicized wrong.
Well, it was in the area,
Yeah.
it was in the proper area, like Damien said.
The second publication, we made the correction.
The second publication was correct, but the first one wasn't.
I understand, but we have the corrected second publication, we have the resolution prepared by bond counsel. I don't see any notice issues. If there were, the resolution contains the statutory provision that if 5% of the voting population decide to petition to challenge this, they certainly
Okay.
can do that. They have a whole month to do that. So
Okay,
I think you're adequately protected.
okay, I just wanna make sure. Did we have a motion?
No,
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Any further discussion? Norris, how you vote?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Okay, now we're down to second reading. G, right?
Yep.
Second reading of ordinance 492, amending city code and adding the brewery, distilled winery of permitted uses. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll
Second.
Discussion from the council.
Who did the second on that?
second.
Sorry.
You're right.
Okay.
Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Norris?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next was a request to discuss chapter 30 city government. I just brought this up because the last time there was a notation of when a council member could put something on the agenda. It was saying that we couldn't vote on anything that was not on the agenda. And we've done that in the past. It was a notation on our agenda from last month, and that's why I kind of looked over this, and I think we have to sit down and look at the whole, all our ordinances, and I think Dolores remembers about 4 years ago, we were gonna look at some of the ordinances that was outdated, and we never got to. And this is one of them. There's quite a few things in here that we don't go by, so I don't know if we sit down with a group and come up with Damien on some of the suggestions, or, you know, what we do on that. Because there's different committees and how the committees are appointed, and what a council member could put on there, but because according to our last agenda, if something came up tonight, we couldn't vote on it if it wasn't on the agenda.
No, it then has to be voted on to be added to the agenda. I mean, that's what the language says. If you, the rest of that section. I know, I read through this pretty thoroughly, and I don't see any issues. I mean, we
Okay.
pretty much are abiding by this. It seems to be pretty straightforward. I don't really see.
I had some questions on it, and maybe just sit down and I can sit down with Tammy sometime and Damien and look over this, if that's okay.
That section about, the agenda, that's pretty much what we're doing. If an item comes up that isn't on the agenda, we amend the agenda and vote on that.
But according to this, you can't, but.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can't introduce a new ordinance, and remember you
Right.
did
Yeah.
that, and we had to wait.
Yes.
And we did that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was a few years back.
Well, I think I'll sit down with Tammy sometime and go over some of these with Damien and Norris on my concerns on it. I just put it on there for discussion, nothing big. Or if personal, no, I can't do that, so, okay. So, anyway, I'll sit down with Damien sometime and discuss it. Okay, reports, city manager, follow up on the Highway 23 coalition. You have a report in your thing. I don't think there's nothing new there. This is something I wanted to do 3 years ago, and I'm glad they were able to get over to it, so.
Well, the question is, are you gonna pay to be a member?
I don't know. It's not in the budget,
Well, it's something, I think that's gonna be ongoing for years, so even if you aren't a member this year, if you approve it for a budget for next year, I would think you could become
Yeah,
a
I'm not
member
doing
next
it
year.
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because things are already done and we should have jumped aboard 5 years ago, you know?
There's no way 4-lane would have happened any sooner. I mean,
No.
and now with the improvements going on this summer, puts it off another 4 or 5 years.
Well, and I know Tammy said that, you know, this is for that 4-lane project.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
And Tammy said that it's gonna be years.
Yeah, you don't
Before.
redo a road and then tear it up.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
anyway. Okay. So no action on that? So you'd like to take no action on consider the,
I'd be against joining this year. I don't know what anybody
Okay,
else's
well,
thoughts are.
then no action is needed.
I wouldn't be ready to do that.
Okay, the next one is City Hall, improvements, council chambers.
Tammy asked that I get an estimate from Sweetboro while they were, in town giving the liquor store an estimate on their walk-in cooler, so I had to measure it out and give an estimate, for the council chambers, so it'd be same as what's in the liquor store cooler and what's in the Grafty building in here, just cause originally the carpet was on the CIP for in here and then the police area and the back hallway, everything. But, when we were making budget cuts, according to the notes anyways, it's just the council chambers that were still on there, so that was $7,500. The estimate was $8,040, so. Or I think it was, I don't know what I think it says in the packet what the
It was 7,500.
75, so.
Yeah, in the original budget, there was 150 or something like that, and we cut it down to 75 underneath.
One concern I have is if we go from the carpeted floor to a hard surface, it's gonna change the acoustics, and I don't know if that'll be good or bad.
It'd be echoey in here or not.
Yes.
What's that?
Yeah, I wondered about the echo.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to think about, yeah, the sound.
Tammy didn't think it'd be too bad, cause it's a lower
Yeah,
type
the-
of ceiling,
No,
but
but
that would be my concern.
that's what happened down to the Greckin building.
Yep, and then they had to put in those sound.
Then we had to put
panels.
all new stuff on.
They have a suspended ceiling down there?
No, it
No,
wasn't.
I think the suspended ceiling would help.
That makes a
lot
big
here.
difference.
Yeah, that would help,
I mean, that
yeah.
soundboard
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
whole ceiling.
As far as just the daily maintenance on it, I mean,
Yeah, it's
is
minimal maintenance and the floor, I just use the same floor scrubber that we bought a couple years ago for that floor up here.
okay.
But really, does it have to be replaced?
It's up to you.
Cause it's even coming in over budget, you know? I don't think it's to the point that it has to be replaced.
It looks a lot different than if you go to the carpet in other areas of the building that don't have the traffic,
Yeah.
it doesn't look similar at all, but it's it's a cosmetic thing, whatever.
And I'd rather keep it carpet in here than,
I tend to think that too. I don't know, I'm thinking a hard surface floor it would be more conducive to a community room, but, where this, I don't know.
yeah.
I give an estimate on carpet and come back next month and
I think we just gotta be literary on our budget, cause we're adding more things to it. Cause there's a lot of things that we've changed from the original budget in the first 3 months. You know, and that's what I wanted to talk with Jessica and Dave about today. Is this something we table at this time, or Norris, what do you wish to do?
I guess I don't see it as a very high priority. I know when groups use the room for gatherings, you know, with food and drinks and stuff, carpet's an issue, but I don't know how often that's a problem if something gets spilled or.
And the only real high traffic time is at elections, you know, then you're high
Yeah.
traffic at that time, but. And Tammy said that she was okay if it was something that waited until next year, so it's not
Cause
critical or crucial, but.
we already did switch one of the CIPs out, didn't we?
That was just for the IT, or for the mural on the IT guy, right?
Yep,
The what?
There's no, we haven't made any big changes.
That wasn't a
That
cost.
Cost a lot of money, she just came up with the difference for the mural cost out of the IT savings that
No,
is coming up.
didn't we drop something and pick up a printer, color printer, and drop something last month?
No, you mean our copier?
Copier.
No, that was actually from last year's budget, we just got the copier this year. But it was budgeted for.
Oh, cause I was told, I thought Tammy told me they switched something out, or Jessica, something else that.
Unless we're talking something different, but we had ordered the copier back in
Oh, okay,
19,
okay.
or 2020, and we just got it.
So-
19.
I know, sorry. It seems like it was that long ago.
So no action on here, is what I hear?
Yeah.
Okay, so, we're just gonna take no action on it. Police activity, police activity. You have the report. Parks, Gary, you have anything?
Well, I'll move, I don't know, parks and public works, I guess, the parking lot at the, Director Community Center. You guys have a color picture up there, or is it black and white?
Black and white.
All mine are black and white, but I see. You have color?
That's further down on the agenda?
The next
Should have
item.
been right next
Oh,
one
I
in.
thought I did color, I apologize.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
I thought I did color.
You know, that's, you pass it around. maybe
Okay.
it'll make more sense.
This actually isn't a bad black and white one for a change.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you just can't.
Yeah,
How exciting is the parking lot, but.
On that for discussion, Gary,
You wanna see that?
we've got 30,000 in the budget for it?
In the budget from the donated funds for it,
Yes.
yes. But so I worked with Phil Gravel on this design. He had drawn up a parking lot and got, spent a lot of time working on this years ago when the building was first built, and then nothing was done with it, so he wanted to talk about it. We met down there. He wanted to add quite a bit more actually to this, more sidewalk. He wanted to have sidewalk on the other side of the Second Street there, or Second Avenue going down the hill by the rock. Cause he said that was always supposed to be finished off, and then he wanted, a valley gutter at the bottom of where the parking lot would meet the road. And so, I cut back on a lot of stuff just to get it more reasonable for us, so this is what a lot of his cuts out of it, but still adding some sidewalk, and he encouraged the sidewalk up front versus just a curb. It would encourage people to use the sidewalk rather than just walk out into the middle of the parking lot for their vehicles.
Do you know, how many people use the sidewalk from Trimble Park down into Rec Park? On the south side, huh? Hardly any.
On that, I use it every day. People are always on that.
There's a lot of.
There's kids always walking out on the
Well, like kids
street.
walk out in the street, yeah.
That's one of them I always have to keep open in the winter, cause there's definitely people that walk on it.
Oh, okay.
Hear about it right away.
And how many people use the safe walk to school, for the safe walk to school?
Can't give you a number.
I think where it needs some concrete is to replace the, hump and give a walkway back to the pickleball court.
Yeah, we talked about that at the park board for quite a while. You'd have to change, if you wanna put concrete to the pickleball, we'll have to change where the free skate is. I mean, the whole design of that area would have to be different.
Really?
Otherwise, that concrete is gonna be flooded and you're gonna have water over the top of it, which maybe it'll last a while, or most likely it'll break up a lot quicker.
But even with seed it takes, that would
Yeah,
help
that's-
the problem
that's-
immensely.
Yeah, that's
To
what.
what?
Just
that's
having
why-
grass seed that works.
Yeah.
We have a ton of room to add more black dirt down there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a deep free skate, so I wanna get this approved and then get it done and fill that with black dirt and seed it.
Yeah, we just had bad
Done with that
timing.
area.
It got hydro seeded like the day before the drought started. Couldn't have been worse timing.
But the remainder of the money for this project would come from the, public works, streets improvements, which is where the alleys come from. So there's like, I don't know, $30,000 left over, cause I'm just doing the alleys that have manholes in them, and storm sewers, catch basins. So there's, and this is a street, so it's, that's where, and there'd still be money there, and it's not indicated on the map there, but there'd be two, I talked to ECE, and there could be two streetlights, the same style of Boulder Ridge that ECE owns. And they'd be right along the sidewalk in front of the parking lot.
See,
What is the culvert, the yellow, I think it's yellow, that goes all around the outside?
Oh, that's just to indicate where campers can drive around, so there was a concern about driving through the middle, if it's low there, and,
but if you're gonna fill that in, then it ain't gonna be low.
well, it'll be lower than area around it, but I still think that's a good idea for getting campers around, cause it's high on the berm all the way around there, so.
But the only trouble about that is there's three campers that park south of the ridge.
Right, that they can drive in first and then park the campers over there, cause
There's 6 camping spots.
you're not gonna lose them, just have them park in there after people already get in.
They're assigned camp spots.
Well, it's not a campground, it's a park.
I still don't get what the yellow line is
That's
though.
just to show where he could drive, he could have campers.
Oh, so it's
drive
not a
around.
paved thing?
No, that is just.
Okay,
to
that's
show-
where I was
yeah,
confused.
just
Okay.
for the campers.
Okay, then I
That
gotcha.
was a big concern.
I
Yeah.
can see that as being an emergency if we can't get out the other way.
Then the event should be planned differently if there's.
Huh?
I mean,
I get it.
ultimately, I guess my 2 cents, is there's so much that's getting put in that area of the park.
Yeah.
Like, we just added, the beanbag toss and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, I don't know, I think, we can't take the berm down because then we gotta restructure the whole open skate.
Well, that's fine.
No, but it's just, I think it's an area that should reconsider maybe moving campers to a different area. I don't, you're losing what, 6 spots, is that what you said? 6 camping spots in that area?
Just for the traffic coming in that way.
Yeah, and it's just, I know that berm has bothered you for a long time and things like that in that area, but I don't know, you put campers in there, then you're gonna affect too them using the cornhole things in there, you're gonna have to make sure they're back so people can use the cornholes during the event and,
Yeah, I already got that in
so it's
consideration.
just, I don't know.
However the campers get back there, that's where a parking lot would have to go, so that's the design.
Yeah, but
Campers-
I don't think we need I like the parking lot, but, I don't think we need a sidewalk at that cost. That, in front of them, I think we can have just a drive over curb like we have now.
I don't want you don't want a traversable curb. I guess I would suggest not doing a traversable curb. Right there, you can have a portion of it traversable by the warming shelter, that's indicated on there.
That what the box is there?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that'd be a paved box with a traversable curb getting up there, and we put the dumpster right there, so it's hidden and not right out in front, but then still has easy access to get picked up.
paving that would be so nice. It really is kind of, you drive right into an ugly part of the park, kind of. That'd be really nice.
It makes it cleaner in the
Yeah.
rugby center too, so you don't track in the mud.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it really, we gotta get that paved down there and, you know, sidewalks, like you say, the sidewalks are gonna cause people to walk, you know, to walk on the sidewalks. They're not gonna be walking behind vehicles as much anyway. I mean, yeah, some still will.
And hopefully we'll use this building more in the summer as
Yeah.
we figure this stuff out.
I know we had a gathering there, I don't know, a year or so ago, and it was raining, and, oh, man, you.
Gary,
there was so
under
much
the
mud and
contention,
it was bad.
what if we just, on the original drawing, you had an entrance right in front of the warming house.
Still there.
So you could have people go across that.
Yeah, you could have campers drive across there, it's like, there's two options for different routes for campers, so.
Okay.
If there's an emergency, you still have an emergency exit, or you can just leave them off the curb in an
Well,
emergency, that's what I do.
Worry about that and don't worry about that in behind the, south of the rink at an added cost. If you wanna put it in, we'll live with it and we'll just pull them out early. And as that develops, then we're not losing anything.
Gary, is this something that could be done quickly?
That's why, yeah, so.
Just because of grad parties and stuff, if anyone is gonna be utilizing the Gorecki building, that could cause an issue.
Yep. My hope is, so the same company that has the low estimate on here has the airport and the alleys, and they say we're first on the list this year, so I'm optimistically hoping that it's gonna be, well, I mean, it's not gonna be early May by any means, but hoping it'll be way before 4th of July, so
Okay.
grad parties, I
May,
don't know. We're being picked up on the
May,
weekend, but,
June.
Grad parties go all summer now.
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
So you want the low bid here?
Yeah.
And the money is available in the budget. Okay?
Yeah, I'd make,
But I would not do anything with that culvert in behind.
Yeah, that wasn't in, that's just an idea.
Oh, 'cause
There's
it-
no money there.
Okay, so
that's a,
I wouldn't change that and then you plan on filling up the rink with
Just adding more black dirt to it.
black dirt to it.
adding
And so,
that culvert is a minor expense.
Yeah,
And that's, you,
I can
just-
get a color from the county or
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, and then a little bit of material and it's
Yeah.
done, yeah.
Yeah, that's not part of it. If we wanna do that sometime, we can do it.
so we can do that sometime in the future.
Yep.
And then you'd be able to, by filling in that berm, because where they put the beanbag toss, I'm not able to use that as a camping spot. But we're able to drive across that hump then, right? By filling some in and grading that.
They can drive across that as it is,
So, okay,
well, but there's gonna be dirt there, so.
okay, good.
So the funds are 30K is coming from donated funds and
Huh?
Yep, part
The rest
donated
is-
and part out of there, yeah.
out of
Yeah.
the.
There's only 30,000 coming out of the donated funds.
Yep.
The rest is coming out of,
Public works.
Street improvements,
out of what?
street improvements.
Okay,
I'll make motion that we approve, and that's the 52,000, the Omen Brothers
Yep.
bid, yeah.
I'll second that.
We approve that and go ahead.
I'll second that.
any further discussion? Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Norris?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, I gotta meet with you if that's gonna affect of what Mary is doing for parking and the campsites, so sometime you and I and Mary should sit down and look at the campsite part of it. Okay. Anything else on Public Works?
Nope.
Liquor store? Vicki? Okay. Fire department, Jesse?
Our house burn went really well. It was a great day of training. We trained with Forston and Princeton and Foley. Otherwise, not much else. We burnt the grass around the library and in the ditch the other day. So that cleaned up and that looks way better. Otherwise, no, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Planning and zoning?
Just that change that we already did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we took care of that. Airport, we just took care of. Committees, personnel. Budget, tourism. No unfinished EDC.
We meet Monday.
New business. Special event application.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Which,
It's a skate park. Demonstration.
Third layer.
okay. And the funds, Mark, you took care of those funds already out of the event?
Out of the,
Huh?
out of the 215.
Out of 215.
Yep.
So, did you make a motion? And second it?
Yep.
Any
No, it's
further
me.
discussion?
Nope.
Norris, how do you vote?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes? Special events application from the Milaca High School for a tractor day.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments on that? Okay, Dave, how do you vote?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Norris?
Aye.
Lindsay?
Aye.
Motion carries. IT services, Mr. Yost? Do we have enough information on this now? Mary? Or Dolores? What is he actually doing?
He's actually doing what Greg Kramer did, just backs up our servers, has the firewalls put on and watches for the junk mail and stuff. He's basically doing what Kramer does. He's local, he's right here in town. He also does the city of Princeton. And we were saving about the $2,000, which we were gonna use towards the mural.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
savings for going with Ed Yost for our IT.
And then you're gonna move that over to the mural?
The savings of the money, yeah,
Oh,
to cover the cost of the mural.
so that'll be a budget adjustment.
I don't
think
it's-
the mural wasn't part of the budget, I don't think.
No,
No, we talked about it last month, doing this,
Yeah.
Doing this,
yeah,
yeah.
making that switch.
Yep.
The only thing, his services are provided outside the hours of 8 AM to 5 PM. How does that work with City Hall schedule?
if he needs to come during regular business hours, because he is full-time down in Princeton, then he would take his lunch or get an agreement from Princeton and he would come up here and service us.
For
Okay.
what it's worth, Mr. Mayor, I have him do my stuff for the firm, and it always works out. It's never.
Okay,
And I think the PD is happy with him too, they have him as well.
I guess 99% he doesn't have to be here anyhow, it's all.
Yeah.
Remote.
Yeah.
Well, I just said, because when it said the service will not be available or outside the hours of 8 AM to 5 PM.
Yeah, I questioned Tammy on that too, but
Yes.
he's in an agreement that if it is something that he needs to come on site for, he will,
Okay.
so.
So nobody else has any problems with it from that standpoint? And there's a savings on the budget from it? And we'll talk about transferring that at a later date, right? As a budget.
There's
transfer.
nothing to transfer, it's just a savings from professional services or whatever we pay for.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's still under professional services. Did we get a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion? Where to start? You, Lindsay, how do you vote?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes. Norris?
Aye.
Anything miscellaneous? Council comment?
I had one comment, heard, got the thumbs up from some people who got their tax statement from the county recently, and they said, good job, city.
Yeah, city, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Schools went down too.
yeah, school went down a little bit,
Yeah.
and all in all, yeah, mine was a net decrease.
Yep.
The only ones that went up, if the valuations went up.
Yeah.
And next year's evaluations went through the roof.
I know.
Well,
And your homestead credit went down.
My
Yes.
evaluation went up some, a little bit, but,
Next year though.
Next year, look at next year's. That's why I brought up the taxation thing.
yeah. But if,
Do you really want all those
the
people in here?
levy of-
You can't do anything about that.
yeah, if the levy,
No, but you can argue with, if
Yeah,
they
they can
have,
go to the county meeting.
yeah,
but again, if the levy amount doesn't increase.
Right.
The valuation is just how that
I
money
know.
is distributed, so.
and they
it's-
get people to understand that.
Oh, I know, that's banging your head against the wall, but, one of these years,
Lindsay,
No comments.
Dave,
Just one thing, a reminder, May 13th is the school's day of service, so if somebody has a project that needs to be done, contact the school. We got 800 kids out ready to do work, so.
my own comment, North, down here on 3019 is what I was referring to under C.
Yeah, yep.
Votes to consider matters not appearing on the agenda. It means that nobody can, an individual council person could put something on the agenda ahead of time, and that's what I'm kind of looking at. Unless the council in its discretion votes to consider matters not appearing on the agenda, no items of business shall be considered unless it appears on the agenda for the meeting.
Yeah.
Unless they vote to consider it.
Yeah, I know, but there might be something that comes up in the meantime, so that's.
Yeah, but then you vote on it.
But you vote on it and then it gets on the agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
So you still can, as
Yeah.
long as the council agrees.
but if one council member wants something on the agenda and,
if it doesn't.
and
if
the
rest
other
don't,
people don't want it on the agenda,
Then it doesn't
then
get
the
on.
discussion don't even happen.
Not that night, correct.
Not that night, it would
Yeah.
have to be the next.
So any council person that wants something on the agenda has to get it to Tammy or Dolores the week before.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, so.
yeah, and then that applies to anybody.
Yeah.
If that wants,
Okay.
any staff or whoever wants someone there.
Do we wanna set a closed meeting or wanna wait till Tammy gets back and Damien?
Apparently, I'm gonna have some emails to send out, and after I send out that email, we'll talk. I'll get some clarification from you on a few things, and then perhaps you guys can decide if you wanna have a closed meeting before next month, or have it next month.
Sounds good.
It has to be taken care of. Is all I'm saying, it has to be taken care of. So, motion for adjournment?
So move.
Second.
How you voting, Lindsay?
Aye.
Pete? Dave?
Aye.
Pete, yes?
Aye.
Norris, yep. Motion carries, adjourned.